Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ignite 2016. Our mission at Microsoft is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to be able to achieve more. Empowerment's at the core of everything that we do. And today at Ignite, we're going to focus on the work we're doing here at Microsoft to enable you to use technology to deliver amazing solutions. Solutions that enable even more personal computing. Solutions that enable you to reinvent productivity and business processes within your organizations. Solutions that take advantage of an intelligent cloud platform. And above all, solutions that enable each of you to deliver transformational impact that dramatically accelerates your customers and your organizations.
Okay, we were at the Microsoft Ignite conference in Atlanta, Georgia. It is September 26, 2016, and we just left the first keynote speaker. And just a few things that kind of stood out with me was, of course, Azure, and just the whole cloud-based platform, and how more and more people are progressing to that. I also like how the IT concept of information technology can also be looked at as innovation and transformation. So that was kind of cool. So that stood out a lot. There was a lot of other things that came to mind, but a lot of speakers. But anyway, I have, of course, my own colleagues, my own IT department here, Ryan Franco, and Erica Castillo. Erica, what were some things that you saw or heard that stood out?
They did talk about the cloud and how everything is going to the cloud, but I guess the last thing that I heard was the Windows 10, the Defender, virus protection, malware protection, and it's all built in. All you have to do is upgrade. So hopefully we can look at that.
Also, Delve is a session I want to go to, and the analytics behind it, the data analytics, if I'm correct. I know it seems kind of humorous and kind of interesting, but like things like, for example, you can find out if you're not working efficiently, when you should create your emails, are you sending emails too often, and so forth. All right, our network and system administrator, Ryan Franco. What stood out, Ryan?
I like the reports of the online on Azure. We're just hoping it's a free service, although, but we'll have to check it out and see.
Cool. Anything else, Erica?
Nope. Excited to go learn more about OneNote and see what updates they have for SharePoint and OneDrive.
What are the key topics you're going to look at today?
OneNote and SharePoint.
OneNote and SharePoint. Ryan?
Look at the virtual between Microsoft and VMware, and maybe a little bit of Skype for Business and server maybe.
And on my end, Skype for Business along with Ryan, but also Delve. I already mentioned it about the analytics, and there's a little bit of Yammer, but I think I'll do Yammer a little bit later, and so forth. So that's what we're looking at today, and Erica and Ryan are making faces on the other side. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'm a professional with my video. So that's what we're doing right now. Anyway, this is Microsoft Ignite 2016 in Atlanta, Georgia on September 26th, and this is day one. We're moving on to our first session. So we're going to go to the Skype
for Business
online. And Skype is an Office 365 product, and we're going to go learn a little bit about it as far as a lot more connections. I know some of you are using Jabber, so this could be even a more efficient way to utilize our meetings and such. And that's what it is, Skype for Business Online. This is the session on OneDrive versus SharePoint team site.
They said, well, OneDrive for Business
and he's talking a little bit about the OneDrive or SharePoint team site.
And OneDrive for Business originally comes from SharePoint. So it essentially was a SharePoint team site for one person. The name of that team site was the name of that person. And that person owns it. If you have 100 employees, you get 100 team sites named after the person and owned by that person. Essentially, that's what it was. So some other people, not me, looked at it and said, what if I rename OneDrive for Business? I rename the site that I created. Instead of Benjamin Nyland, I call it Marketing Team. I call it Sales Team. I call it Project A, because for us, we looked at it, we get 1 terabyte of storage, we get lists, libraries, everything SharePoint has. Why not? yeah, we paid the price. Let me tell you, do not do this, right? Everyone that has done it, a couple of months later, in fact today, they pay the price because OneDrive for Business has changed a whole lot and has closed down. Right now you get access to that document library and that's it. You can't go find the other things. Everything's whew, that was a scary moment. So definitely before you do anything, before you head to Office 365, make sure you understand the products. Some of these things are going to change today, right? You're going to want to hear about Office 365 groups this whole week. You're going to follow that. After we're going to hear some of the things happen today with SharePoint Team site. So the impacts are not just there, they're all over the place.
All right, and that one, that's kind of really talking more about the migrating to Office 365, the problems with going to OneDrive as opposed to SharePoint Teams or sites. The idea, obviously, single user on the OneDrive for Business, and then the SharePoint for Teams, and just some tips and tools on how to make that work more efficiently. And that was the session I just attended. Now we got to backtrack a little bit to a session that was on Skype for Business. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of time travel here. Okay, so the session was on Skype for Business. I'm going to be looking at my phone just to get some highlights and notes. This was Skype for Business, and looking at it, of course, it is an alternative to life-size meetings, Jabber. They work very well in conjunction with some of their partners. Logitech, Polycom was represented, so was Microsoft, and then there was one other one, it was Crestron, that's who that was. But anyway, this is a neat feature to be able to use even for faculty-student meetings, and it will maybe bring an answer to some of the meeting room conflicts. It does integrate so well with Outlook and shared calendar and so forth, and kind of basically a touch and go type of a system. I know a lot of instructors that are utilizing this to connect to other students, maybe in remote locations, so that's something that we want to look into, the Skype for Business. It is a part of the Office 365, and we're going to maybe bring it in a little bit more in the future. I know that a lot of these products don't come out. The integrations are collaborative connections until October, the end of the 2016, and in some cases next year. So we'll be looking at that. Language translation was pretty cool with Skype for Business. We're able to go in there and choose languages, and it does accessibility features. Real cool. So that was the Skype for Business meeting that I attended today, along with Ryan and Erica. This is a session on Planner and Office 365 tasks.
And then you have charts where you can show what the tasks are. So you can come over here and you can add these new buckets however you want to. And these buckets are going to let you classify and organize your tasks. So you can think of it as maybe a milestone and all the subtasks are under it. Once you have that, you're simply able to click on the
Tasks
plus,
and
you're able
subtasks.
to create new tasks. You can do things like set a due date, or very simply, you can add assignments that people are there. If they're not part of the group and you add them, it's going to invite them and add them to the group. So it's a great way to interact with people. Once you have that, you can just keep saying add new tasks, new ones are going to come up. Very easy.
Okay, so underneath the Microsoft Office SharePoint tasks, a lot of things in there. Tasks versus the Planner. If you're connected with email quite a bit, Planner is probably the preferred. There's no right or wrong. The tasks work very well with the SharePoint timeline. You can assign particular tasks and subtasks to individuals. So I'm looking forward to utilizing the tasks and the Planner more efficiently, and of course sharing it with the rest of the department. So real cool, cool little feature. So this is Envision a Day in the Life with Office 365 technologies coming up. We're kind of in the hangout area, and Ryan, have you had another session?
Not since
the Skype
session.
Cool. And
Actually, I did the VMware.
Oh, VMware.
VMware versus Microsoft. Microsoft seems to be more secure than VMware, and down the road it's actually more cheaper than VMware. So maybe in the future we can look into maybe more Microsoft virtual machines and stuff like that in the cloud.
Cool.
Azure is the backbone of that, so we could probably look into that more into it.
Would you agree that most everybody here at Microsoft is cloud-based?
Yes,
Cloud.
Everything's going to the cloud. In my session, almost everybody was a VMware retailer, and so everybody was like might be switching over with
going to
figures.
So is VMware comparable with Azure? That's two different things right there.
I would say by the way it looks, it's lower than Azure. Azure has hit 6 points where VMware may only hit 2.
Explain that a little bit.
On VMware, it mainly do like virtual servers and a few other things. Where
gotcha.
Azure will do the disaster recovery on the back of the cloud.
Gotcha.
It will do the virtual machines, other things in the cloud services, stuff like that.
Okay.
And I took some pictures of that slide. And it gives you 6 points that it will cover, where VMware only does maybe 2 of them.
Cool. So we're going to see if we're in the right place, but we are.
Do a search in the search center.
Here for
and
Delve.
Commit to a keyword and go in that direction. You'll still come across a lot of the same content based on that keyword. But what we're also then basing on in discovery is who are you working with closely, who do you email with, who do you share documents with, who shared with you. And we track all that, and we just start to know, we being this collective machine that's doing only the one thing, it's trying to help you find something fast. First customer, Swiss company. It really took a look at Delve and really liked the experience of Delve in terms of what their company, their own customers, so this is sort of an IT statement. What the people around their company were able to do was to be able to find relevant documents based on the people they work with. But what they really liked was they wanted that closer to home. So they have a broader portal within their team sites where they're actually using the Microsoft Graph API to put in content that will then be discoverable from the team site. And so you can do that. The same as Delve gives you an activity feed of things going on, you can do that within the team site as well. And so what they did is they took the API, they made some custom design elements and layout in a portal, and of course in the team site, and they were able to build their own custom apps using the API, and they wanted a Delve-like experience in a lot of different places, not just Delve.
This is the realizing ongoing value from your Office 365 investments. So we'll be talking about the value of our 365 investments. The session I just attended was Delve, Office 365 Delve, and let me pull out my notes here real quick to kind of give an overview. It gets a little more into the what's everybody doing, the value of the individual user and what they're doing with their files, how they're sharing their files, what emails are maybe importance to you, graphs, a lot of data analytics with Delve. The Discover tab is used extensively. There are some security issues at the moment because of the level of how much you want your users to know about other users. So that would be the only thing that we want to look into. It's document-centered, and so that's Microsoft Office 365 Delve. Now on to the value of Office 365. Okay, we're lining up to go see the keynote speaker at 4 o'clock. Erica went to SharePoint. So what did you think, Erica?
It was actually a really good session. They are really pushing groups, so we're going to have to reevaluate the whole group thing. And then they showed us some little tricks of how to secure files. So hopefully I can go in there and play with that. They also showed how to do files. What else was it that I had noted?
Speaking of which,
how to look at what people are doing as far as in certain files, like find out who's doing what and when they're doing it and whatnot like that. So it's just something I'm going to have to play with.
like Delve is pretty cool because it may seem like I don't know, privacy issue, but overall the idea is that you can have obtain information from different users, like people that are utilizing a file for a certain reason. Delve allows you to do that. You can delve deep into the likes of certain users, which I think is cool.
And the good thing about Office 365 is it's all tied together. So when you're in SharePoint, you can still access Delph. You don't, I mean, the personal information. You don't have to actually just go into the Delph app.
That's true.
Cool. It's all tied together.
We're going to the Phillips Center now, and it's very tight. We're going to go hear the keynote speaker for the 4 o'clock here at the Phillips Arena.
Take advantage of them in the future. So, without further ado, please welcome Satya Nadella.
Good afternoon. It's fantastic to be back here this afternoon at the Ignite keynote. We're going to have some fun this afternoon. We're going to see some real magical technologies. And I'm going to talk about, in particular, how we have set ourselves a goal of democratizing AI. The central thesis and goal we have with AI starts with our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. So we're logged in here to your Skype account, and I look at your friends list. Wow, I mean, that one of these days I'll have those kinds of friends.
No, your friends are doing pretty good.
So this is a bot that we built, or we are in the process of building with NFL, that obviously you know a lot about. And the idea is, how can we change that fantasy football interface and make it more fun and more data-driven? So what it allows you to do is to really compare player profiles, change your roster or improve your roster. So maybe what we should do is look at your roster. Should we do that?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's click that.
I like when they talk to you like they know you. Welcome back.
That's conversational understanding.
Love that.
And so here is your roster. I mean, that's a pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I don't know what 105 points means. Is it good?
It's okay.
So how about we ask for some recommendations? Let's see what the bot says.
Matt Ryan with Drew Brees. They're playing tonight. I like Matt Ryan, but I love Drew Brees because Atlanta's secondary isn't good. But when you think about Drew Brees, if they're losing, he's going to get more opportunities to throw. So he may receive more fantasy points.
So you think the bot's wrong?
Yes, I ain't.
So maybe, how about let's compare the players. Let's see what the bot knows that we may not.
Now that's good.
So it's sort of saying that Ben predicts that Saints are going to win. And Drew Brees will score more fantasy points. He's playing at home and the weather will not be a factor, so you should bench Matt Ryan.
Well, you know I played for Atlanta. It's kind of hard for me to pick Drew Brees over Matt Ryan. I played 2 sports right here. But I like what they're saying. That's a pretty good summary.
All right, let's do it. All right, so here's your dream team for this week, I guess. So that is really the beginning of hopefully what can be transformative of even how a Deion Sanders can interact with a bot and manage your fantasy football league.
They had more knowledge than I did because I didn't even consider that in a dome the weather would not be a factor.
There you go. Thank you so much, Deion.
Thank you.
Here. It's such a pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Jennifer Stevens from our HoloLens team. Jennifer?
Thank you, Satya. Microsoft and Lowe's have partnered to deliver an innovative new approach to the home remodel experience, and it's in pilot in stores today. Remodels are big projects and big investments too. So Lowe's wants to ensure they deliver a highly personalized experience for all of their customers. But interestingly, most remodels start before a customer ever walks into the store. Many of us begin by pinning pictures of our favorite designs on social apps like Pinterest. These images can be super valuable because they're a window into our unique style preferences. But until now, it's been hard for a retailer like Lowe's to extract that data. Let's see how we can change that with machine learning and the work we're doing with Pinterest. As you can see here in the Lowe's in-store app, there's a couple, Peter and Senya, who are working on a remodel, and they've shared their Pinterest images with us. Now, this looks like a simple app, But on the back end, there's a Cortana Intelligence deep neural network that's been trained on millions of pictures of kitchens. When I hit analyze, that DNN is actually extracting Peter and Senya's unique style preferences, and it's then matching to the best fit of what's in the Lowe's product catalog. As you can see, I got back a handful of recommendations. It looks like our strongest match is with the Cornerstone, one of Lowe's featured designs, at an 83% confidence. If I wanted to, I could continue to customize. I've got some additional recommendations of fits here. But I think this is a good start for what I know about Peter and Senya. A great customer experience isn't just about better style matching. Swatches, printouts can't show how that new kitchen will really look in someone's home. But with HoloLens and the interactive product recommendations from Cortana Intelligence, we can provide an immersive, life-size experience and help make that no-regrets remodeling possible. Let me invite Peter and Cindy to stage to design their future kitchen using HoloLens. Now, at the end of the stage, you're going to see a camera, and that's to bring the holograms to everyone in the audience. Hi, Peter. Hi, Cindy. Hi. Before we get started, is it okay if we record this session to improve our customer experiences?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I ran the Pinterest images you shared with me through our style app, came back with a recommendation. It's the Cornerstone. I'd like to put your HoloLens on now and let me know what you think.
Whoa.
Cool.
Do you see this? Those are the cabinets you really like.
They are. Look at the window, Peter. It's so real.
Oh, yeah.
This is also close to the pictures we picked.
This is really close. Check out the counter. I like the sample we looked at earlier, but now that I see it full size, I think it might be too dark for our kitchen.
Maybe.
Can we make changes? Maybe try something lighter?
Sure. Let me pull up some recommendations right now. You're going to see cards hovering throughout the kitchen. Just tap the ones that you want to change.
Okay. I can try matching the counter with the cabinets.
Okay. But I think with this light countertop, we need a different paint color. This one?
That looks great. I love this color. What about those tiles? Can we change them, make them a little higher?
Sure, that's the backsplash. Let me poke an option that's been popular with that same cabinet and countertop.
Yeah, I definitely like this better. What do you think, Senya?
I like it too. This is so much easier than just trying to imagine how things would look and fit together.
Totally. Jennifer, we want to add an island to our kitchen. Can we try something like that too?
Sure. Let me pull one up right now. Sweet. Now go ahead and resize it to how you think would fit best in your kitchen.
Well, we like to entertain a lot. Why don't we try this at our height?
Ooh, I don't know about this height. We mostly cook for ourselves. Let me try and lower it one more time and see. Leave it here?
Yeah, I think you're right. This will give us the extra space that we need.
Yeah.
And I can see myself making cookies here.
Yeah. How do you both feel about the rest of the kitchen? Jennifer, I love it. I think for me, this is it. And I can't believe how much we got done in just one store visit.
Yeah, this was great. So what's next?
I'll email you a recording of a session of your design. You guys can take it home, review it, make any changes that you'd like. And
Okay, so we're at the expo, which is where all the exhibits are, and I got a cap. And
I got candy.
And Erica got candy. And I think we're going to call it a Monday. But we picked up a lot of valuable information. Obviously, Office 365, Azure, which is the cloud platform for Microsoft. So that's going to be something that we want to look at. Skype for business, meeting rooms and such.
Replace Connect, possibly.
Yeah, we've been utilizing Adobe Connect a lot, but we don't. That will eventually go away.
Go and connect with our Polycom units.
Yeah, there is an integration between Polycom and Skype. So that's a biggie. What are some other names that you saw? Bill.
This is scary. Okay, so we enable safe collaboration for Yammer. We are a security platform specifically for Yammer, but Office 365. We do plan on expanding to Salesforce as well as Slack in the near future. But here's a general overview, and I'm handing that out to you. We also have a technical overview. But basically what it provides is a platform for you to create policies based off of your needs for social media regulations in your company. So say you're really concerned about customer social security numbers getting out on Yammer and on the cloud and then getting distributed to who knows who, right?
Gotcha.
So you can create a policy with a regex pattern to catch those social security numbers. We also have keyword monitoring. So you can also create a policy with thousands upwards of keywords to find messages that kind of trigger those.
Yeah.
But it's not just messages, it's also files.
Yammer.
This is just for Yammer, however, we're breaking into Office 365.
Okay.
Primarily focusing on groups as of right now. And then, but as soon as we break a little bit more into Office 365, it's going to be very easy to utilize the APIs for like Delve and even so we started to talk about Skype Teams.
So that's basically Monday, and we'll continue tomorrow, Tuesday, September 27th, 2016. Over now.